Welcome back. Let's try problem 2.5. Question is to solve the equation fraction 1/3 times 6u plus 3 equals 7 minus u. So remember what we said. An easy way, straightforward way to get rid of denominator is by finding the least common denominator and multiplying both sides of the equation by the least common denominator. Now here you have only one denominator, so that is the least common denominator. So take your original equation and multiply by 3 to both sides. Okay, remember I'm multiplying to the sides, so the side goes in parentheses. The side goes in parentheses. All right. At this point, notice this is a multiplication, that's a multiplication. I can rewrite the left-hand side without parentheses. For the right-hand side, I will have to distribute the 3. You see, there is 1/3 here. I need to resolve this before I distribute. This distribution gives me 21 minus 3u. Whereas here, 3 reduces the 3. I'm only left with 6u plus 3 equals 21 minus 3u. Well, why don't I add 3u? You see, I have a variable here, number here, number here. So get the variables to one side, that is negative where I see. I will add 3 to it, 3u to it. Okay. So if I add 3u there, I need to add 3u here as well. So that gives you 6u plus 3u is 9u plus 3 equals negative 3u, positive 3u cancel, you are left with 21. Now we are in familiar territory, variable, constant, constant. Subtract this constant to isolate u, right? So subtract 3 from both sides. They cancel, you are left with 9u equals 21 minus 3 is 18. Now I want to divide both sides by 9 because 9 multiplies the u. So fraction 9u over 9 equals fraction 18 over 9. This gives me u equals 2. We are not done because we need to check. You are checking in this equation when u equals 2. So take the equation and you are going to plug in u equals 2. Right? Don't forget parentheses. U equals 2. Now, the question is we are checking, so don't leave it as question equality. It's a question equality. All right. Parentheses first, so I'll leave the 1/3 outside. Inside the parentheses, multiplication takes precedence. 12 plus 3. Question equal 7 minus 2. 12 plus 3 is 15. So fraction 15. Question equals 5. 7 minus 2 is 5. 1/3 of 15. 3 goes in 15 5 times. Question equal 5. Well, there is no more question. 5 is 5, which is good. So u equals 2 is the solution of this equation. Okay. Let's try one more problem. Problem 2.6. Solve, whoops, there you go. Solve fraction 2/3 parenthesis 9x minus 12 equals 8 plus 2x. What's the least common denominator? It is 3 because that's the only denominator. You're going to multiply the equation by 3. 3 times left hand side. Remember, these are entire sides. So write down the entire sides in parentheses equals 3 times right hand side. Alright, this is simply multiplication to a scale, to a number times something else. So you may as well write all of this because it's purely multiplication with parentheses inside. I can remove these parentheses. Okay. This multiplication distributes 3 times 8 is 24 plus 3 times 2x is 6x. When I multiply this, the denominator 3 cancels this 3. I'm left with 2 times 9x minus 12. That 2 times 9x minus 12 is 24 plus 6x. Distribute 18x minus 24 equals 24 plus 6x. Now I have x on the left, I have x on the right, so we want to combine. So that's the smaller of the two, so let me get rid of the 6x. I'll subtract 6x from both sides. That gets me 18x minus 6x is 12x minus 24 equals 24 plus 6x minus 6x, they cancel away. Now I will move this 24 to the other side so as to isolate this x. So add 24 to both sides. I hope you notice why we added, because the opposite of subtraction is addition. So these two cancel. I'm left with 12x on the left and 24 plus 24 is 48. Lastly, to get rid of this 12, which is multiplying x, I need to divide. Why divide? Because division is opposite of multiplication. Whatever I do to the left hand side, I must do to the right hand side. So 12 reduces the 12. I'm left with x on the left. 48 over 12 is a 4. At this point, don't stop. Check. You're checking x equals 4 in this equation. Okay. So how do we check? Wherever you see variable, first place parentheses and then fill in your parentheses with what you're checking. Now because we are checking, at this point it's a question mark. Alright. So that's fraction 2/3 inside the parenthesis. 9 times 4 is 36 minus 12. Question mark equals 8 plus 2 times 4 is an 8. 36 minus 12 is a 24. So fraction 2/3 times 24. Question equals 16. Well, 3 reduces 24 8 times. 2 times 8, is it 16? Well, 16 is indeed equals 16. So yes, it is true. Okay, so what is true? We have checked that x equals 4 is the solution. Alright, let's continue in our next video. Until then, bye.